And we got bananas in chat, which means we're live on twitch.tv/Asuma. Coming at you from a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, that's right. And it's quite a lot earlier than when I normally stream. I just really felt like streaming early today. You know? So here we are doing it, peeps. We're doing a live stream. And guess what I've got to do? I got to clear out this river right here. Oh, it's exciting. We got the crazy battle music. Command and Conquer music. We're getting hyped today with the Hell March. I am going to need a few things. My sponges, the means to dry my sponges out in the form of fuel. Look at that, I'm low on coal. Low on coal. I've got a hot cup of tea here, Pete, so I'm looking forward to a live stream. And now everyone's telling me black screen. Why would it not be showing you... I got no idea. Bear with me, peeps. Video? Which one's video? There it is. Save that. It isn't. What's going on with that? Okay, hang on. Something's wrong here. That's really peculiar. Oh. What is it doing? I don't understand what it's trying to do. I never seen it do that before. Hang on, let's try something else. That's what it's supposed to look like, but it's just black. Okay. Let's try and get this going. That's okay, this is very unexpected. What? Why would it not? I don't know. Like, I have no idea why it just gives me a... Okay, let's try and restart Minecraft, okay? It is just giving me a black screen. Someone said it worked for a second, really? So did you have a little bit of it and then it disappeared? There is something on the left side of the screen, isn't there? Oh my word. Why is there something on the left side of the screen? This is so weird. Okay, what happens if I remove that? It's not that, actually. It's not... Okay, so... It's that. And that's the one that's been displaying weird. Okay. We're seeing a bit of a pattern here. So if I... There it is. But that's not correct. I mean, it's there now, but it's not correct. I tell you, that's not right. Oh no, it is right. So, okay, so next step. Come over to Minecraft. Zip that bit up at the bottom, and now you can see it's out of position. Okay, so if I just nudge it down, I think it's supposed to be about there somewhere. Can't remember specifically, but that should do. Okay, so let's go remove the other one. Yep. That totally threw me off. Okay, well, we got it fixed. Thanks, peeps. Let's also fix things on my end, because I have to change the layout again. There we go. Beautiful. Back to normal. Back to normal, I hope. Who knows what did that, eh? Who knows what did that? Strange start to the stream. Let's sleep in this bed. Pre-stream music, by the way, was Micah with the song Vinter. I saw some very nice comments about that, which didn't surprise me because it's such a beautiful song. If you liked it, be sure to go check their record out. I think it's amazing. I'll probably be writing about it on my blog soon, but do you know what I don't have over here? I don't have coal. Don't have coal. Spoilers! No! Oh, the next episode. Oh, everyone's going to unsubscribe now. They saw something. They saw something from a video. Never going to watch another video again, I'll tell you. Ugh. Man, there's a lot of peeps on. What about some AFK kicking here? Why is... Maybe False has left her camera account on. Right, what did I come back over for? I could have swore I had like a stash of coal or somewhere. Try and pinch it out of here. Where's my coal ore? Like I had a load of it and I was just like, oh yeah, I'll mine that up on the stream, and now it's like I'm blind to its existence. It must be in one of these chests like I thought it was. Because I literally saw it earlier today. There it is. There it is. It's just in and amongst other ones, so it kind of caught me off guard. So we didn't even need to come back over here. Now people are screaming Clod at me. I can't remember where I put Clod. Okay? I just can't remember. Right, server actually seems to be doing okay now. I won't kick anyone unless we really have to. Tools. We're gonna need that to break it all down. And just to get us going here, put a couple of bits in to begin with. Let's have a little search for Clod. I don't know if I left Clod in here or not. I'm pretty sure I put Clod in a shulker box. Just don't know if it's one of these. That looks like it might have Clod in it. Hello, Clod. Hi. Hello.
Asuma, you're a derp.
Oh, thanks, Clod. Jeez. Let's read noises in the ear. Let's get this stream underway, right? Where are we at? Where are we at? Harry 25 for 2 months. We got Anarch for 26. K-Demon 59 subscribing. A-Stam for 2 months. Woody Ignat. Touch Manage. Night Raven all subscribing. Thank you ever so much, peeps. Appreciate it. Bread Spread 1. Super Cookie 7887 for 14 months. We got the Squirty Squid. Captain Marshmallow 303. That Christopher for 51 months. Incredible. That Flick 1234 has subscribed. X Kang, DJ Karate, Ruben 59, and Toribo 21. Sorry, Toribo 8 for 21 months. Last month I had a physics question. This week I'll ask a geoscience question. Subduction is when a tectonic plate goes another plate. Anyways, have a good day. Love your work. That one went right over my head, so I don't get it at all. Thank you ever so much, though, for the support. I appreciate it. Riffanaut is here for 37 months, and the infamous Axe has subscribed for Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much, as always, for your tremendous support, peeps. Somewhere in here I should have a little bit of sand to hand. Right? just all of a sudden feel wildly underprepared for all of this. Need to do a sort of all this again. Yeah, I had a bunch of sand. There it is. Oh, sorry, Clod. Sorry. Jeez, poor old Clod. I'm getting used to Clod being there now. You know, soon it's going to go the opposite way. Soon I'm going to be like making mistakes thinking that there's some block that needs to be on my hotbar and it doesn't. That's how I see this playing out. Now, I got a feeling that I might need to clear out a lot more of this than I realise or want to. Let's use this over here as a marker to get going. And we're going to be mining out gravel and sand because we're using those resources. And we'll make a little section here and then just take it from there, I guess. Because we don't have a lot of sand to begin with to mark out these little sections. But yes, this river needs clearing out, basically. And we've done a fair bit of this on stream, but where I built my tower, it just meant that I needed to clear out some more. Make a conduit, that's a good suggestion, but I don't think I have all the bits and bobs to craft it. We got Sky Heart Fake Claw. Subscribing, Captain Oyster69 is subscribed. A Zombie MC is here for 12 months. Goldie Face in chat. YTCW Plays with a Prime subscription. Gnarly Burrito 35. Horse Lover for 18 months. And B Conkin 11 is here doing cheers and bits, saying, "Hey X, I recently started watching your Hermitcraft series from episode 1. I'm on episode 51, and I can only imagine what your past self from back then would think of your builds now. Keep it up." B Conkin, thank you for going back and checking out the old episodes. I really like that you're actually watching the old series. Most of the time, I imagine people go check it out and then they're like, "Oh, this is so different, you know, I'm not going to bother with this." But nice to know you're enjoying it. I really adore like the old spirit of Minecraft, right? But it was a different game then, you see. You didn't have the same sort of building options you have today. And I think with time, this game has definitely gone in the right direction, especially for builders. It has gotten better with age. And therefore, so has like my series. So I would definitely back then be like, "Whoa, you're doing that today?" But I think it's not all that I've just improved as a player. I think it's partially that. I think it's also the game has improved, right? Like big time. I need a shovel. And I actually really am pleased with the direction the game is going in. Every now and then, Mojang will do something that I'm not so keen on. In general, I think that's going to be true of everyone. Everyone's going to have their preferences. And for me, the Strider mob, I don't like the scale of the texture on it. And I also feel like it's a bit clunky looking, but people seem to really like the Strider mob. I'm not a big fan, but I'm not, you know, I'm not rallying the troops and saying, "Oh, Mojang, you suck," or anything like that. I'm fine with it. But everything else in the 1.16 update is booming. They are listening to what the audience wants. That is very clear. A lot of features they have added come from some of the top suggested things the Minecraft community asks for. Not only that, we're getting a whole host of new blocks added. And I really just feel like, in general, it is all going in a very good direction. So, hats off to Mojang, right? Like, especially the biome they added. One thing I haven't been doing is playing the snapshots in survival. I think I like to just wait until we get to do it on Hermitcraft, you know. Then it's going to be quite interesting going into it with all of our established gear, you know. They're also making it so you can survive in the Nether easier, I've noticed. Like, there's definitely going to be some Nether survival challenges that become possible after this. Clod, I was thinking of placing a block down here and it was almost you. It was almost Clod that I got rid of. At least it's more creative than Nether boat, says Zach Harry the comrade. I agree. Yeah, I think making just a Nether boat, not the way to go. In fact, that's one of the things that I often ask for is like, let's think outside of the box with things that we can add. And Strider is not a normal solution to a problem, right? To create a mob that does that instead of the boat, really cool actually. And you know what, I do think they have added it in a way that I've always asked for. I've always sort of said it'd be really nice if they, when they add something, they look at how other mobs behave in the game and just tweak the variables, right? And give this thing something new. So, for example, it's like a passive mob in the Nether, and it goes cold outside of water, and it's just got these like details and features about it that separate it from the other mobs, as opposed to it being like, oh, we've added llamas. Well, llamas had something, but for the most part, maybe llamas isn't a good example. There's been a lot of like pandas, and I guess pandas, they tried to do something different with the whole personalities thing. They have, every time they have like a general passive mob where it's like, yeah, it's a source of food, it's just another mob in the world, they have tried to give it something, haven't they? I don't think the panda played out too well. Like, it doesn't feel like there's much survival use for those personality types. If they could give it more survival use, that's always the way. And traversing lava is definitely good. Polar bears, says Broski Games. Yes, polar bears would be a really good example of, like, because it literally has no use whatsoever, right? You can't tame it. It doesn't drop anything of use. It's like a ambience type mob. So that's like, to me, a bad addition, because it's just a thing you see in the world. It drops fish. Yeah, but you don't use the polar bear to make a fish farm, right? You've got no survival-based need to farm polar bears. I always look at this game as like, and what am I going to do with this, you know? So it'd be cool if perhaps polar bears dropped some sort of unique item that you could use to craft a unique block, then you'd have a reason to farm them. It is a bit grim that it's all about farming all the time. Maybe they should like add, like, you got the bartering system for piglins. Maybe they should add some mobs that you don't barter with. Well, or you do something similar, right? You exchange, you interact with a passive mob, and you get items for building with that you couldn't get another way. That'd be a cool way of doing it. We got Floradia here with a donation saying, this is great background for doing uni work. Thank you, keep it up. I'm enjoying the season. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for the donation. Don't let me distract you too much from your studying with me conversation. I do worry. I've noticed, like, personally, and this is also a studied thing as well, that people tend to overestimate how good they are at multitasking. And I was always like, oh yeah, I'm a pro at multitasking, doing this, doing that. And once I heard that, like, oh no, studies have shown people like greatly overestimate their own abilities, I started to pay attention to when I multitask, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not actually multitasking, I'm just continuously being distracted by things. And it really opened my eyes up to how I use my computer. Like, you can sort of start off, open your chat application like Discord, open your email, and before you know it, you've got all these things open and you're not actually really focusing on any task. So now I can have a bit more of a knuckle down approach, like, hey, one thing at a time, sometimes two things, but you're not actually that good at multitasking. And yeah, it's a good thing to know, to know your own shortcomings, because it's very easy to overestimate your own ability, basically. Right, we need to take back some land where there's more sand. That is what we need to do. So I'm going to take all this bit over here. Right, I technically don't need to fill in this corner here, really, do I? Also, I should do a sponge count, just make sure we still got everything. Query in 1999 is here for 22 months. Thank you so much, dude. Airman891 is here for 7 months. Fluffer Man is here for 6. Big White Whitey for 5 months. We got CJ Kerr 1997. Another JT for 34 months. Shin Kenny for 3 months. And Dark Wolf Hunter for 11. And Cool K Fur has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, peeps. Always appreciating your support. So currently that's 33. That is as many as I had. I had 33 sponges, so we're all good. And now we claim back a little bit more sand from this part here. I'm going to need to fill this all up with torches as well, aren't I? What are you doing, says Tapesy Spot. We're clearing out rivers because we have a squid farm and we need to stop squid spawning in the river. If I'd have built my tower a little bit correctly, I would have saved myself this job, but I don't mind doing this, you know. So by clearing out these spaces of water, our ink farm is going to work a little better. Okay, looks like we've got one source left. Or two. There you go. Taking care of it. Bam. How's life, says JS Plays, and J Hammy says, how you going, X? All's good in the hood, you know. Just another day in quarantine, doing my thing. Yes, it's been alright. Went for a walk while the sun was out, which was nice. Hey X, are you going to make a video on the RTX Beta of Minecraft launching on Thursday, says Mickey's Gun. Oh, is that when it launches? I don't know, because I haven't, like... I've got the graphics card to show it off, but I haven't, like, I haven't been given access to it or anything. Like, I don't know what's going on with it, basically. It looks like there's a whole bunch of sand down here that I can just rip out. Quite a lot of sand, to be fair. It goes down into this area. I'll take it because I need the sand. If not now, I need it for concrete, right? And I hear moaning and groaning. I said zoning like zombie. Like my brain just throws that in there. Cheers, brain. There's actually quite a bit of sand down here that I've just totally neglected to collect. I should probably get some torches together so we can keep track of lighting everything up as well. Whoa, that was loud in my eardrum. That was very loud. And now to the bit we're actually trying to collect. Sweet. All good. Now that's a lot of sand, says Chill Fox. Not really. I'll tell you now, that's not really a lot of sand. Okay, me and Corrales made like 16 shulker boxes worth. Let's see. Okay, so those go in there. What was it I wanted to do? Grab some torches? I got one. So I guess we'll need to break up some more of this stuff. This music's very intense. It makes sense if I were fighting mobs right now. Love the music, says Dropler1. Glad you're enjoying it. It's from the Red Alert game. Just felt like having some Frank Klepacki on again today. We got Melana0404, subscribing with Amazon Prime. Pyroman 2007, Nox Exodus, and Variable. Thank you everyone for subscribing. Appreciate that. Oh, that was loud in my eardrum. I don't know why, but all the sound levels are all high. It's really weird because I turned them all down the other day. Stuff breaks, I guess. A bunch of sound stuff broke on my computer when I upgraded to my RTX, and that was simply because I unplugged my my mixer and plugged it back in again, but I plugged it into a different USB port, so it treats it like a different device. And that's kind of annoying because I didn't actually need to unplug everything out the back. It was kind of like a real dirt moment. I had the graphics card, my old one, and it had one set of 8 pins plugged into it, and the RTX needs 2 set of 8 pins plugged into it. I didn't put torches down here at all, did I? I'm not going to worry about it too much then. That's like a job for another day. So anyway, I spent ages like pulling out my PC, because I could have pretty much installed it all without having to move it, but I ended up ripping it all out because I thought I needed to add extra cables into my power supply unit, and because of the cable management I'd done, all of that was really tight. Then after a while I realised that the cable that was plugged in to my old graphics card actually had 2 sets of 8 pins, which is what the RTX wanted. It had just been folded over and tied up, so I didn't notice it. It was a little unfortunate, but anyway, you know, it would have saved me about half hour, but it was what it was. Got there in the end, got the RTX installed. Played a little bit of Doom on it, but now I'm kind of like playing Final Fantasy more than anything. How do you get so good at solo survival Minecraft, says Ruben? Well, you're asking someone who never plays solo survival Minecraft, but you know, they're similar, multiplayer and single player, right? There's just other people in the world with you. Okay, we're going the spam approach now. All the blocks will get placed all over the place, all the time. I fell in a hole. I fell in a hole. Okay, now that is definitely worth it. And I think that is a cave. Also, there's gravel to collect. Gravel equals... What does gravel equal, peeps? Equals concrete. Also, I want this clay. We're actually going to use this clay as a building block. If we get enough time today, we might get around to doing some creative building. I've got a whole list of things to do. This is the one thing that's probably going to take us a fair bit of time. And then I got lots of other little jobs that won't take us too much time at all. And if we get all of those done, we'll be doing some creative building. And what I want to look at is introducing clay as a building block into the palette. And that is going to be exciting. I've had so much inspiration. It's very interesting because I had this vision. I've been struggling to execute it a little bit. But as I started to build the iron, you can actually see it, the iron tower, I started to realise that quite what I had in my mind wasn't what I was building. And that's fine. We're going to follow what we're doing. And then loads of people have chipped in, sharing their ideas, you know, sending me tweets of things they've built that are similar. And that's really like, there's been some really good ideas coming through that have made me realise, oh, I've got to look at it like this and I've got to do that. Someone today sent me some interesting stuff where they had colourful clogs and what looked like pistons on the side of the building. And I thought, yeah, you can kind of bring in a story like of what the building is based on what you're putting on the side of it. So if you make it look all industrial, mechanical, you're going to get that vibe. And it's really made me think through what I was doing with some of my builds. And I've now got like this real surge to do creative building and figure it all out. But I've also got all these jobs to manage. Like, you know, I've got to keep the series moving forward. I can't just like leave you hanging for a couple of weeks while I mess around in creative mode. So today I've been building farms and yeah, getting the infrastructure still set up. Right, must make sure that any of these blocks down here ain't sponges, basically. Now, fell in the hole. While we're down here, let's collect the gravel. That'll do me. I keep moving to remove clod. I'm sorry, clod. Don't mean to do it, it's just an instinct. Where are we at with the noises? Canadian Goose and Phoenix Ash 888. Thank you ever so much for your support. Appreciate your subscriptions. Man, I'm loving this super janky industrial music. It's so weird. Dry sponge in the nether, please, says G-Boss. Be a little bit slow to go all the way over to a nether portal, wouldn't it? Just going to do it here while we got the furnace set up. Got to place it down, got to pick it back up again. It's easier this way. Ah! I'm trying to get back up there. Not fall even further down. Oh my word. I can't hear the music, says Wonder Zach. You've made me wonder now. Now the music is being streamed. Speaking of industrial music, do you like Death Grips, says Intoxicated? Not only do I like them, I love them, and I've seen them live many times. They're one of my favourites. Awesome group. Alright, stay noided, as they say. Oh, look at me, I'm so in. I'm so in with the crowd. Jeez. Right, where's next? I think we're going to do a strip over there and then throw down loads of sponges again. Let's actually get these drying up. I do feel like this is probably better done off camera though. It's just kind of tedious. So I might wrap this up. I'll have a look at our list once we've done this section and think, hey, probably be more productive doing some other things. Do you think the savannah needs an update? Asuma, says Pesky Bird. I think anything can get an update. It's just, you know, they can add cool stuff into it. I think looking at the biomes that are a little bare is a good idea. Savannah is a little bare. It's a nice biome, but it doesn't have a lot going for it other than the cha-cha trees, right? Like the shape and the formation of the savannah is really cool. Like it's a mix of plains and then you have these big bold hills as well. But yeah, it could probably do with something a little extra inside of it. And I think they've like promised things for certain biomes through those Minecon voting panels. The Minecon voting stuff seems really silly because surely they know that if they're going to do this vote, they're going to create an expectation that that is the next thing they're going to see. Not like, hey, vote for something and 3 years later we might add it. Like, it's a little bit silly. Ugh. Oh, it's so herky-jerky. Okay, we got this. We got this. Bam. We got it all. Okay, and then we can get all of that out as well. At the end of this, we're going to have a ton of sand and a ton of gravel. And a ton of clay. And you know what, my inventory's, yeah, very close to getting full up. I was just thinking that. Might be time to put some of this stuff in a shulker box. YoX just tuned in, says Oaken Thrower. Welcome, Oaken, to the stream. G. Mitchell says, Assumer, I got a new emote. Congratulations. Hope you enjoy it. It's so satisfying to watch, says Raz. Well, if it's satisfying to watch, then maybe I'll keep at it. Anyway, we need to take care of these sponges, I think. There we go. All the poor fish, says Chicken. Well, they won't spawn. All the poor fishies that won't spawn anymore. That's what you can say. Maybe Clay and Sandy can keep Clod company. I like the idea of naming them after the blocks, like Sandy. I mean, Clod was just something someone suggested. Right, I've got an empty box right here. That'll be perfect for putting in our goodies that we're collecting. Gonna throw away some odds and sods. They're just clutter at this point. And grab those back. Beautiful. Man, is it me or is it like when I'm mining these blocks it just all gets a bit herky-jerky? Just kind of annoying. Actually, I think I might know why it is a little bit herky-jerky. I'll tell you what, I got a cup of tea here. How long have we been streaming for? I don't think I've even taken a sip yet, right? Where are my tea reminders, peeps? You know I'm useless, you need to be reminding me. Okay, we're going to restart Minecraft in a minute. I think I might know how to fix this. But first of all, collect the sponges and drink tea, okay? Oh, what happened to Clod? Oh, he's still here, he's still here.
I'll let you off on that one, Asuma. I'll let you off.
Thank you, Clod. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, jeez, we've been let off. How are y'all so good at this? Are you just sitting there? You're not even paying attention to the stream, are you? You're like, I got no idea what Asuma. I'm laser focused on that Clod. Laser focused. How do y'all do it? Right, tea time. Tea time. We got Austin Gamerone here. Subscribing, so is Dark Elf, or Stealth05. Thank you ever so much. Joe the Best 75 for 3 months, the Mayhem channel for 30, and Anonymous has gifted a sub to Bad Sidekick. Thank you ever so much for gifting the sub, appreciate ya. Little Lizard Bloom asks what inspired me to start a YouTube channel. And did I have some low days that wanted me to quit and what kept me going? Very interesting question. Good tea right there. I said I'd restart my Minecraft, so I will. I just got to go change something. In here, just going to focus on one thing at a time for a second. So let's move that. Okay, let's restart now. Okay, so I'm restarting Minecraft. That's the reason you can't see anything, peeps. It's not like earlier where we had a disaster and a catastrophe. MJK says, do you like coffee? If why not? I like coffee, but I don't drink it a lot because it's caffeine, and caffeine is a drug, and a drug can be addictive. And I pretty easily get hooked on caffeine. Every time I have a mocha or a coffee drink, I pretty much want another one. And usually it just leads to me drinking a couple, like, you know, one day after the other I have one, and it's just pointless. I don't need caffeine, I'm perfectly energetic. And so I try to avoid it where I can. Right, we're going to go across here and try and scoop up some of that clay next. Right, so what inspired me to start YouTube? I actually started by making music videos because I got to this point in my life where it's like, I am going to throw myself into making music. I've always loved doing it. I need to treat it like it's a mission now. I need to be serious about this. And I started learning how to produce the music that I was writing. I took certain things more seriously. It's kind of weird though, because I didn't really take playing my guitar very seriously, but it was later on, further down the line, that I guess I learned more about how to learn guitar. Whereas back then I just kind of doodled and practice wasn't very structured, or I didn't really have much idea what I was doing. Anyway, so I was uploading videos of me playing guitar and uploading my demos. And I wasn't trying to like really build anything on YouTube. I was just in this space of making an album and making songs, and yeah, YouTube was just a place to go put that stuff. It was very different back then. We're talking about the old school YouTube, like before people did it for a living, when it was just like a place for communities to kind of share stuff together. So it had a different vibe, a different feel to it. And then at one point I started getting interested in this game Minecraft, and I watched other people making videos, and after a while I thought, oh, I could probably do that. I was watching people like do things like record at night, and like just basically it was kind of obvious they didn't know how to present what they were doing. So it made me think, I can do this. I'll take some of my contraptions and I'll make tutorials where I present them better. And because I didn't talk, I just had this structure of like, very, very simply like, hey, here's what this thing I'm going to show you does. Here's it happening in action. Now I'm going to tell you how much space you need to build it. Now I'm going to tell you how many materials you need. And then I'd show you how to build it layer by layer. That's what I brought to the Minecraft community back then. Layer by layer tutorials. I don't think they really exist anymore. I don't know what the tutorial scene is like, to be fair. But that was my thing. I was like, I'm going to break it down layer by layer. And people really responded to that. I was proactive in promoting myself. And I had a helping hand in the beginning from Doc M as well, and that's kind of how I got going. And I have had some low times. I think earlier on, the psychology of kind of like being a smaller channel could have probably, like looking back at it retroactively, could have been a bit burdensome. But once I got to like a certain point where it was clear that like this was just the trajectory forward, that this is what I do, I kind of like really shifted my thinking into like, okay, you're here, you're making videos for a living, this is your job. Like, let's think about lifestyle, let's think about the day to day, and are you doing what you want to do? And it wasn't until I shifted into that I think that I got to where I am today, which is just loving every moment of it, right? And so now things like the numbers don't really like mean so much. It's all about doing it. But in a weird way, you kind of need the numbers to get there, because the numbers are also security. They let you know that you can keep just enjoying what you're doing and focus on it. It's a bit like yin-yangy in a way. So yeah, there's been some low points. There's been things that happen, you know. I won't go into details, but there's always, it's life. Stuff happens and you can be put in a bad place every now and then. But you come out stronger from bad things generally. You know, you learn to get through them and you realise what's important, and you learn to see those things coming again in the future. You know, you get out in front of them and stop them from happening or whatever. So it's just all in a really great place right now. What I think will be interesting to see is my own decline. It's gonna happen, let's face it. Like, you don't go upwards forever. Eventually things move on. It's called entropy, and it applies to everything, right? You know, you'll hear me talk about like not trying to use holistic statements like this is the greatest thing ever or whatever, although we all do that casually in language, right? But basically, you know, I can say Minecraft is the greatest game of all time, but one day Minecraft will be forgotten, you know? There's been over time there has always been new games that come out that then people talk about as the greatest game, and this is the one and all of that. Like, that's just because it's, you know, the cutting edge right now. And something will come along and replace Minecraft one day, you know? Doom, the original Doom was like the game, and then eventually shooters came along and kind of replaced that, right? Pong was the greatest game of all time, says Sass. Someone probably said that at one point, right? Like, it's all entropy, it's all the eventual demise of everything, basically. Like, it's a fundamental force of reality that everything is steadily, slowly falling apart, right? Like, let's say you paint a wall in your house, right? You redecorate and paint a wall. It looks lovely and gorgeous, right? What's going to happen to that wall over time? It's going to slowly start to disintegrate, right? It takes energy and force and effort for us to make things that are structured and functional and work. But if you leave them alone, they just slowly decay, right? It slowly falls apart. There it is, there it is. Kids in the Trunk has got it. Counter-Strike will never die. That's the statement I was thinking of, right? I used to think in those sorts of statements, and really they're expressions of emotional attachment. And there's nothing wrong with that. But like, you know, my favourite band, Dimmu Borgir or whatever, I'd be like, oh, Dimmu Borgir forever, they'll never die. Like, just expressing how much I like them, right? But, like, there'll be a time in the future where that'll be gone, you know? If you think that, like, now, because we got the internet, everything's going to last forever, forever is a very long time. You know, we'd have to go a long, long ways to ensure our existence into the future and preserve and maintain all the information that we have accumulated. And then, who's going to be interested in it? Like, it might sound a little bit weird, but, like, imagine going 1,000 years into the future. Like, no one might even have an interest in preserving something like Minecraft. Like, right now I have an interest in the past, in history. And I watch documentaries and I learn about things. But you also learn about the fragility of these stories. Like, it requires someone to tell you that these things happened. And if it were not for those people, things would be, like, lost to time. And even in the age of having, you know, digital data backing everything up and copies of everything, that too is susceptible to disintegration. What happens if you leave, you know, a bunch of hard drives full of data in, you know, if you leave it on a hill for 1,000 years? Nature's going to come along and consume that, okay? It's going to be gone. It'll eventually disappear by some force. Right, let's chuck that in there. Entropy, says Satan Farmer. Yeah, that's what we're talking about, entropy. Our ultimate nemesis. There is some sort of truth in that. Pyramids, says Disturbed Puppy. Exactly, pyramids, right? They're slowly crumbling. We try to preserve them. Now when you could probably imagine, let's say 2,000 years, right? The pyramids are actually all gone. Now the whole place is like, hey, the pyramids used to be here. Eventually, it's like the place where the pyramids used to be here is here. Like, things will get lost to time. They will. How did we even start on talking it? Wasn't someone like, how did you get started on YouTube? And I'm like, entropy, we're all going to lose everything and nothing matters. Cub preserves the pyramids, says Kang Tama. Well, that's an interesting thought. That this is actually, okay, this goes into like meme territory now, but like the pyramids survive culturally, right? If the pyramids themselves eventually disappear, the structures are kind of lived on in other creations, right? So where Cub's building a pyramid, that's kind of like a part of the legacy of the pyramid. And who knows, like, the pyramid might have not been the origin point, right? Maybe the pyramid started with some rock carving where they carved pyramid-like shapes. Maybe that's been lost to time. Maybe we don't know that the pyramid was a tribute to something else. You know, it's oh, I know why we got onto this now, because I said that eventually my channel would decline, right? So, in being in this like ascension of growing on YouTube and feeling these pressures of like making videos to get subscribers, to grow your views and your channel, because it's your living, it's your like, you know, it's your bread and butter, and that can stress you out sometimes. And I've certainly been through the period where what I was doing felt less secure, and you know, alongside obviously enjoying Minecraft, it is a game, it is fun. You do think about these things. Then I get to a good place of like, okay, you know, like, I think I got there probably around like several 100,000 subscribers, but even now, even like at 1 million, right? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, you can't be worrying about anything if you've got 1 million subscribers. That's an achievement. And like, where are you at? Are you enjoying this? That should be my goal, right? To enjoy what I'm doing. And so, therefore, knowing that 1 million subscribers doesn't mean you're doing this forever and that people are going to pay attention and want to watch and it's going to stay the same way. Change is inevitable. So you need to have like a good mindset about when that time might come and what you're doing now. So for me, it's like all about enjoying the experience while it's here. And if the decline comes, whenever it comes, I'm good with it. Like, I've had such a good run here and enjoyed so much of it, and will continue to enjoy it. And then, yeah, if the decline happens, when it happens, because it will happen, I'll be fine with it. I'll be like, alright, you know, like, had a blast. And I get that it won't last forever, and that's fine. Okay. Let's get back to some questions from chat, because that was just a classic X waffle, you know? Oh, now I want a waffle. Now I literally want a waffle. Waffles. I'm going to have some eggs and sausage after I've streamed today. And that's my dinner. Okay, there we go. Right, let's have a look. I'm very far behind because that was a big old waffle. Okay, Shaggy Pancake has subscribed. Cutie Pie Kitten is here for 43 months. Saying I'm lucky enough to be able to work from home, but I live alone, so it has been hard. It's really nice to have your voice to keep me company while I work. Well, glad to keep you company. I know it's tough for many people out there. I will try to muster up some thoughts. I keep having like really productive thoughts about what I would say to like people who are struggling with quarantine, and then when I'm streaming, like, they don't always come to the surface of my mind. But maybe later on something will like stoke what I've been thinking about again, because I've been thinking about it a lot. I mean, we all probably have, right? If I try and go there a little bit now, what I've been thinking is that for most people, and I'm regurgitating a little bit of Russell Brand here, but he speaks a lot of sense. For most people, they are sort of confronting themselves a little bit, being left with yourself a lot, right? If you're living at home, your own thoughts. Other people are often a distraction from yourself. And for me, and the things that I've been through in my life, I had to confront myself like quite some time ago and get through that sort of like what's going on in my own head phase of life and figure it all out and get it to a better place. And so in the quarantine, for me, it's not been terribly difficult. I've really been missing seeing my family and days off, but I am quite content with being alone, because I've like had to examine my own mind and figure things out. And, you know, that is not a like difficult place for me to be anymore. It's quite easy for me to like be alone and be content. And so that is like something that maybe some people out there are going to have to learn and deal with. And I think it can be a positive thing, because the last thing that I really did to deal with any of that stuff was meditation. And although I'm not currently practicing it, it was one heck of a thing to learn to meditate, because you can draw a real sense of comfort and stability just from being present. Especially in this time right now, where you can turn on the news and pretty much induce some anxiety, right? Anyone right now can pull out their phone, go to a news website, and you're going to feel a little bit more anxious than you did a while ago. Depending on what sort of person you are, maybe a lot more anxious. So learning to like be present is really important, because a lot of what's going on is like, this is what could happen. And things like looking at statistics and numbers in this current time can make you feel terrified and worried, but a lot of that isn't directly relatable to your experience. And if you can stay more present and be with your actual experience, things are usually not as bad as you make them out to be in your mind. A lot of bad experiences are, in my experience, can be worse when you think about it, or the thinking about it is what's worse. And so meditation can bring you to be like more comfortable with being in the moment. You know, you're just there with your own thoughts, focusing on your breathing and the sensations coming into your body. And if you do it right, you can get a good sense of calmness and resolve in being just present with your own thoughts. And so then in situations like the current one we're in, where there's all this like availability for you know, things that will make you anxious and whatnot, with something like meditation, you can be a little bit more present and realize, okay, this bad thing is happening in the world right now, but I'm actually sitting here, you know, healthy. And statistically speaking, a lot of us are probably doing all right, but obviously some people are going to be affected because there are people out there getting it. But the point is that there will also be a lot of harm done by people worrying about who's going to get it, like in your family. And the worry, like, doesn't have any value because you have no control over who's going to get it. You should focus on where you do have control. So one thing you have control over is like staying at home and practicing washing your hands and keeping distance from people, right? And if you've done all of that you can do, then whatever happens, happens, and there's no need to worry, right? The worrying will be your own kind of enemy, because that's where the anxiety comes from. That's where the troubled feelings are. So yeah, I'm looking at chat now to see what chat has to say. If you worry, then you suffer twice. What a great quote. Unique impact. Oh man, that feels like a lyric from a song. Like, I feel like I want to hear some booming metal guitars and like Barney from Napalm Death screaming, if you worry, you suffer twice. That's a great quote. I like it. And that's literally it. That's a really great way of summarizing up what I'm saying. Worrying is suffering twice. So think about how many times you've worried about something that turned out to be not as bad or didn't even happen. And that is what something like meditation can help you with, is like learning to understand your own thoughts and kind of being able to step away from them as well, right? Ollie says, ever tried DMT or any other mind-altering substances? Well, I have partaken in mind-altering substances, of which I don't want to go into too much detail, but not DMT or anything. Ooh! Well, that just happened. Along those lines. But I'm interested in hearing about these ideas that there is more to reality that is unlocked through those things, or better yet, like can be seen. How can you describe it? Like you take a lot of reality for granted, right? Whereas actually a lot of reality is just built in your mind, right? When you see things, when you interact with stuff, it's your brain taking this raw input and then having to process it. So the idea that there's stuff beyond that is like not really ridiculous or out there, in my opinion. And then the idea that these drugs are conduits to get there, to me, it could either be partly true, but the problem is that like taking a drug influences and alters your state of being. And so who's to say that like it's not very illusionary, that you have these like supposed gateways to other ways of seeing reality, or truths as it's so often put. But that in itself, what if that's just, you know, another illusion? Who knows? Ever heard of lucid dreaming, says Darth. I have heard of lucid dreaming, and I've lucid dreamed like once or twice, and at one point tried to follow some practices to help you lucid dream. I can never really like get a grip on it, so I just kind of let it be that. And every now and then you're dreaming and you're kind of aware that you're dreaming, but it never really turns into lucid dreaming for me, so I think that's just something that I don't have good access to. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I go through phases of like waking up and really thinking over my dreams, right? It's like, oh wow, I had a dream and it was all vivid. And then that, like, whenever that happens, it kind of kicks me perhaps into a pattern of then noticing my own dreams. And because you brought it up, I just realized that I don't think I've like paid attention to a dream I've had in like quite a while. You're always having them when you go to sleep, but like that spark when you wake up and remember something, I just haven't had that in a while. But I went through a phase just not so long ago where I was like constantly dreaming and remembering all this vivid stuff. I find it very peculiar. Right. I'm 20 minutes behind on noises in the ear. Jonas says, "What kind of tea are you drinking? And did you put anything in it?" It's an empty tea. I put absolutely nothing in it. It's just a teacup. No, I put hot water in there, and a tea bag, and a little bit of milk. It's an Assam, I believe. Thank you for your donation. Marvonek and Arbites have subscribed. Thank you ever so much. Android61 says, "I love the vanilla tweaks pack. How do I suggest some more features?" I believe you just use the suggestions part of the website or the Discord. Yeah, that's how I think. Let's put the clay into here. Let's get those going, put them back in here. I'm done with this now. I want to move on, right? We had a waffle. I actually got everything I wanted to do done now that I think about it. I pretty much wanted to go over to there, and that should mean that our river thing will work over. Our river thing will work over. Jeez. Okay, which one's which, eh? Hey, don't throw away the wrong one now. I think what I meant to say was that our AFK spot will now work better. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Do you sometimes see Minecraft projects economically, like it's worth time relevance to the amount of views money you'll get from it? Do you still find fun in Minecraft then? Minecraft is an absolute blast. Doing anything in Minecraft is awesome. Over time, I've lost interest in doing what I used to do, which was tutorials and contraptions in that sort of format. And those were once economically really good for my channel. You know, they were the SEO videos that would bring in traffic over time. And when I was building up my channel, I was very aware of like, hey, this is a good strategy for growth and all of that. But I also enjoyed doing it. And as my enjoyment of some of those things faded, I would try and steer towards what I do enjoy. So I've always really enjoyed Minecraft and survival Minecraft, Hermitcraft, right? And if you go back and look over my channel, you'll see that slowly over time I like faded out things that I weren't finding so enjoyable. I had a little bit of a phase with Do You Know Minecraft, where I became interested in sharing facts and like, did you know about the game, right? Those sorts of videos that pull in lots of views, and I had some very successful videos with that around Hermitcraft Season 4, like the ones for the secret updates of 1.15 or whatever, and those got millions of views, and I sort of knew they would. I also really enjoyed doing it, but as that faded, you know, I put my effort more into Hermitcraft, and Hermitcraft has continued to grow. So I've always been smart with what I find interesting and enjoyable in the game, right? So it's like, if I enjoy this thing, I'll know how to do it on my YouTube channel in a way that's geared towards making sure it gets views so I can do it sustainably, right? But, you know, I could still do tutorials, I could still do fact videos, and they would bring in lots of views, but it's just kind of faded for me a little bit, right? Like, it's just not been as interesting. I think one of the big reasons the fact videos aren't as interesting is because Minecraft changed the way they did their updates. They decided to disclose pretty much everything they're doing. So if I did a secret updates video, I would just be telling you stuff you already knew, because it's all been rather transparent. So those two things have kind of gone that way together, I guess. Be Lucky goes in over here, so there's a shovel. So yeah, I guess, like, on your thoughts of the economy behind what I'm doing, I've just always been smart to see, like, how does this play into SEO? How does this play into how people want to watch videos, view it, and how do I take what I want to do and make sure those two things connect? So let's say Toby Robot in chat saying you've done a really good job at growing Hermitcraft in the past couple of years. Thanks, Toby. Yeah, Hermitcraft's always been on a growing upwards trend, and then Season 4 hit, and that trend started to peak, and then Grian joined and brought an army of new people along, and all of that's just like really spiraled upwards, and Season 7 has just been unbelievable, right? But yeah, for example, around Season 4 of Hermitcraft, you could probably tell that my understanding of SEO really started to click with Hermitcraft, because it used to be like, I used to do like thumbnails with just a picture of something I made in the last episode. In fact, for the longest time, I think all I did was thumbnails from the last episode. And then it started to get a little smarter and more enticing and be about the episode you're about to watch. I need string. I need to get string under these vines. And so as that trend kind of went in that direction, around Season 4, it really started to click. For example, the most viewed episode of Hermitcraft that I have, and for the longest time it was the most viewed episode of Hermitcraft, was one about farming shulkers and getting shulkers and going to the end. And I absolutely took what I was going to do. I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to have a blast raiding the end cities. I'm going to tell you all the tips and tricks that I know. But because I was now a bit smarter about how I was doing this, I'm going to make this episode into a package where it's like, if you come watch this, you're going to learn how to get tons of shulker boxes, right? And I did that. And the whole episode was just tip after tip after tip. And then I deliberately timed it so that I could spend as much time in the end as possible. And it meant at the very end of things that it was like, hey, look at how much stuff I've got. And there was absolutely loads of it. And yeah, that video just constantly grows. It's got like probably 2 or 3 million views now, and that's something I learned. So if you go look at Season 5 and 6 episodes, one of them that I remember was when, by the way, these furnaces right here have lots of XP stored in them because I've been smelting items, so I'm going to yank that out like before we dismantle this, but I'm going to let it build up for now. But in an episode of Hermitcraft Season 6, I wanted to do this project where I got tons and tons and tons of stuff smelted, and I would have a crazy amount of XP stored in these furnaces, right? But then it's like, well, how do I get that to entice people to come and watch? So I made this thumbnail and title that was like, loads of XP orbs, 100 levels of XP on the XP meter, and the episode was called 0 to 100 in 10 seconds or something like that. Right? And it's like you frame what you're doing in an enticing way. But you also deliver. You might call it clickbait, but you're also delivering. You've got to deliver on goods. If you're going to entice people in, do it because you're actually going to share with them what you've got, and you've got the quality to back it up. So, yeah, so that's like how my Hermitcraft series has evolved. Okay, so the river is done. I need to let's go do that for Impulse. And I need to get coal, and I need to stock up stone and get more of it. Let's go take care of that. So one of these chests should have a redonkulous amount of stone. That's good. Clod will remain there. I'm going to drop that off over here because we'll probably need it for making concrete. And I've got a lot of stuff coming around with me. Okay, so what kind of things do I want to put back in? That one? That one maybe? Okay, that'll do. I'm going to leave this one over here. Right, so we're going to go over to the rocks shop now. When's the next episode of Myth Busting? Great question, says Buttons. When 1.16 comes out, I am really looking forward to doing some myth busting. So there's a series that I haven't grown bored of, but I very much like to, when a new update lands, go into those classic questions, learn things about the mobs that we might have overlooked in the snapshots, listen to questions from the audience, and again, I'll do that and I'll try and frame it in a way that entices people. We'll probably see, given how strong Hermitcraft is at the moment, that myth busting will fall behind the pull of Hermitcraft. Which is absolutely fine, because if It'll probably still do alright and I'll enjoy it. Hello, Cleo. Just barging me out of the way. Yeah, I still love myth busting. It's so awesome. And sometimes there's, you know, I'd like to do more with it, but it's a bit of time management really is the thing. Okay, that is actually super duper socked up, isn't it? And right, I was gonna dump stuff into there, but we don't do it that way. So if you watched the last stream, we actually set this up to go, and it means, oh, the chest might have hit the cactus. Interesting. Well, oh, I should take these back to my base and give some of these things a home, because they're not really supposed to stay in there. Yeah, you accumulate junk in this game. Until I get my like mega storage system figured out, I'm gonna have junk for a while. But I'm not in a rush to do my storage because I just want to let that idea simmer in my mind a little bit longer, I guess. Okay, so we fill this thing up as we do. Oh, this is so good. And then we get to watch it go around and animate. Off you go! Yes! Next season, I want everything I do to feel like this. I just constantly want to be like in an immersive environment. You can also see a little bit of grass up there. I wonder if there's a way I can hide that a little bit more. Anyway, distractions, right? I need to stock this up. Next time Impulse comes around, I want him to buy it all out and make some moolah. We need some coal. Now, coal doesn't sell, as you can see, so we'll break down a whole stack over here, which means I'm going to need the right tools for the job. Which is that one right there. Okay, let's also... Don't really need to repair anything. I'm just going to put my shovel in my offhand. Wait, Peep's the same button? Do you mean the one on the bottom? I don't need to do that yet. Don't need to do that yet. Oh my goodness me. We're 28 minutes behind now. Battlescar Galactica. Scar will like that name, wouldn't he? Great stream, X. The Hermits are getting me through this lockdown, so thank you. Anywhere we can listen to your music. Yeah, Soulside Eclipse is the name to go look up. I made a Dungeon Synth album. I've made some metal demos and some electronic music as well. One day I hope to get back to all of that. Icy Streaming is subscribing with Amazon Prime. Doc Knox has gifted a sub to Nightbot. Thank you ever so much for gifting the sub, dude. Appreciate it. I'm Black Sun is here with the Prime subscription. We got SRV69 subscribing. Also Overcast C, Dr. Waffles, Alex Andre, Night Phoenix, Beastlingo Dila Beninga for 3 months. Reto Mum 702. 2 months we got Con Marto 06 and Queen Cena. Thank you ever so much. Chano Maru has resubscribed for 4 months. We've also got... Oh, I'm looking at the other screen if you can't tell. Okay, let's try not to mine Cub's shop by accident. Cam HL and Psycho Schween have subscribed. We've got 30 for President for 2 months in a row, saying, hey, X, using my message to remind everyone to go shopping for their elderly and neighbours. Yeah, of course, help out if you can. I've been exchanging duties with my sister for shopping for the family, and that's been working out all right. It means we both go like once a week. I was gonna be the one doing it for everyone, but we kind of ended up splitting it up between the two of us. Although I think I don't know, it's really hard to... Like, what is the best thing to do, right? For 2 people to split it up, or for 1 person to do everything? I don't mind being the one to do everything. And I really want to know if what I had a couple of weeks ago was it or not. Because if I've gotten over it and I'm immune or whatever... Although I still think we don't know the details about transmission, i.e. like, are you immune? Can you get it twice? All these things we really need to know. Because if I'm, you know, immune, air quotes or whatever, like, being able to go out there and do things for other people so they don't have to make the risk, that would just be, oh, you were all right. I needed to press that button. I needed to press that button a long time ago. Oh my word. Well, we have got a lot of fuel for a lot of stone making over here now, haven't we? Which is good. So yeah, anyway, if it, like, best case scenario, right, I'm immune and I can't pass it on to other people, then... Why is there coal in here? In fact, I think I left coal in here to do what we've just done, right? Break it all down. So we'll break these down as well, actually. And I guess we'll repair our shovel a little bit more. Would have helped if I'd have done that. Oh, jeez. Wasting that XP, extra derp. Right, where were we? Aurora Knights has subscribed. W Woods is here, cheers and bits, and I think it's crazy how I come in here to watch Minecraft but get more than that with these conversations. It's just who I am, man. I like constantly engaged with this kind of thinking and whatnot. It's just what fascinates me. All these bigger topics and thoughts, you know. Do you think you've had the viruses, Cool Hamzy? Probably not, you know. It's probably, to be fair, like, my symptoms were not that of corona. However, they were mild. So some people get it mild, some people don't. If it's just one of those things. Like, earlier I was talking about, you know, worrying is suffering twice. I didn't say that, someone else did, and it's awesome, and now I'm going to say it all the time. But like, if you've had it and you're over it, it alleviates that tendency to lean towards worrying. Because whenever I'm thinking about what's going on and whatnot, and then I think, wait, what if I didn't get it, and like, I could get it and it could be bad. It could be really bad. So again, that's worrying, but you want to get to that good spot, right? That's why if we get tested, you know, I think, well, it's what everyone wants, right? You want to go, oh look, you've had it and you're fine. You didn't even notice it. Best case scenario, I guess. So I think everything that I'm saying doesn't really make much sense. It's just the rabbit hole of thought when you start to worry about stuff, right? And that rabbit hole ain't good for you. Stay out of the rabbit hole, peeps. Stay out of the rabbit hole. Oh jeez, how many times do I have to tell you? Whoa, that was some crazy noises. By the way, this song is booming. I love it. It's got this little bit of synth jab that comes in that reminds me of GoldenEye, James Bond. In fact, let's wait for it, because I bet some people out there play GoldenEye. This isn't it. It kind of breaks down a little bit like this, but it really reminds me of the game GoldenEye. And I've deliberately spent time listening to the GoldenEye soundtrack. This bit. I could turn the music up for you a touch. Really reminds me of GoldenEye on the old N64. Yeah, serious GoldenEye vibes for me. Anyone else hear that? Feel that? Probably not. Let's see what chat says about it. I'll see what chat says. Let's try and get this thing filled to the brim. Like, it looks like some of them are pretty close, right? Or maybe not. That's the one I had so little in. I've been splitting this all up pretty well, I thought. There we go. Fuel for days. I was thinking Perfect Dark, to be honest. Someone says. Sounds similar to Halo. I've listened to the Halo soundtrack, so I'm not sure what part of it does. Disturbed Puppies feeling the GoldenEye vibes. There's just something about it that has this weird GoldenEye vibe to it. Dun 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 dun. It's probably just like a similar melody or like aesthetic, you know. Oh look, we got one more here. Okay, well, let's go look at the list. That is 2 jobs off the list. So, oh, that's an interesting one. That was the one I thought would be most interesting for the stream. Let's go get on that now. We've got time. We've got time. Okay, I'm going to bring this with me. I'm going to put that in my offhands. Actually, what you got in here? I'm just going to throw in things to be cleaned out later on. Not Clod. Clod's staying where Clod is. Clod likes this little spot down here.
It is true that I like this spot.
There you go, Clod has spoken. Clod is clearly enjoying it. Has X talked about Doom Eternal yet, now that we've mentioned games, says Mario Sucks? Yeah, I talked about it a fair bit in yesterday's stream, which is probably on the second channel. I won't repeat myself too much. I'm not going to be making a series on it. However, the Puka is doing some editing and putting together like the best bits of the first 3 episodes, and I might publish them with the first 6 episodes, but you know, it'll just end because I don't want to make videos with it. I just want to play and enjoy it, you know. It might be a cool thing though, because when a game is like really fresh and exciting, all that recording in the beginning is super like natural and easy. What am I doing here? So if I play other games in the future, I think I might just record the beginning bits, and then, you know, if there's some fun there, edit together, make a little something for the second channel. For you, who has the best base? Is to Mass Ditto. It'd be very easy to say Scar. It's always very easy to say Scar. But when you say base, now Mumbo loves his mega structures and like that typical like circular orientation type base, like it's one big thing. I think what he's doing this time round is probably the most impressive I've seen out of all of his bases. I think this will probably be his best one so far. So that's exciting. Iskal's mega tree is really quite fascinating. In fact, a lot of the best stuff is clustered over there. I mean, everything everyone's doing is fascinating, but I'm particularly interested in Scar, Mumbo, Iskal. I really like Stress's builds, especially the skull with the flowers on. That feels like a lot of personality and identity is like manifesting really well with that build. It's just got such a unique vibe. Like if you stumbled across that just randomly, you might think Stress Monster have built it. Like it's got that kind of like level of identity going on, which I think is cool. Where am I heading to? This one over here. We're going over here. Iskal's a mega tree of doom. Yeah, so the tree is incredible so far. I think Iskal's getting to the hard part now. I tried to build a giant tree base so far ago that it looks terrible when you go back and look at it on my first ever Let's Play series. But if I think about what's similar to the project that you would do then compared to now, the accessibility to getting large quantities of wood, being able to rotate them, having... Oh, gravel. Being able to do... being able to do so much more in the game, I think that Iskal started the tree incredibly well, but he's getting to the tough bit now, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets through that. Keralis is just being Keralis and building amazing, amazing stuff. I'm going to need this. Also, didn't I put all my torches into here? Grab some of those. What about Grian's base? Says DT Collins. Very impressive. Now, Grian's doing the diagonal builds, which is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I might have done it myself this season had I not pivoted last minute. What I was going to do this season was play in more of a B-dubsy type style, right? Not saying that I can build like B-dubs. I mean, the man is a master, but looking for that kind of focus on like smaller scale dynamics and environment, like beautification and detail. And then I kind of pivoted very last minute, like literally the days before Season 6 started, because I had very little time to prepare. I kind of pivoted back to my strength and sort of went, no, I'm going to do like some big scale farms with big scale builds. Like that's just kind of how I do Minecraft well for me. And one of the ideas I've been toying with for a while, which I'd seen on my Patreon server, Let's Play Minecraft Together, Garth, I believe, is the person whose base I'd been really interested in, doing all these diagonal slanted builds, and not just like diagonal as in 1-for-1, like, you know, all kinds of iterations. And Grian's build's really fascinating because he's managed to take several different angles and put them into the same build, which was really cool. And so, you know, undoubtedly his skills as a builder are manifesting before our eyes. No surprise. Demise, because it rhymes, you know. Flies, highs. No, I'm not going to start writing poetry again, jeez. I'm not going to have a rap battle with myself. Right, we're going to clear this thing out to the surface, which I thought would be really interesting. I should really get the replay mod on for this. Oh, I always think of that right after I've just started. Be kind of cool to see the whole thing getting cleared out in a replay, really. I'm going to do that. Why didn't I think of that before I started? I never do. I never do. Let's also catch up on... Garth is in chat. Hey, Garth. Yes, your builds. We're talking about your builds. Sharkfin52. We got Nom Perez, which is a bit saying, with all the different redstone contraptions you're able to do, what was your way to learn them? Was it simply watching tutorials, or did you mess around with limited knowledge until you stumbled upon learning redstone? Learning redstone is doing redstone. You go into a test world and you have an idea what you want to do and you just keep playing. A lot of goofing around and messing about is how to learn, but redstone is learned by doing for me. Some much needed water there. Excuse me. Meep Math is subscribing. Iron Juice has subscribed. We got Kilted Samurai for 3 months. Oh, hang on, I'm getting... Okay, right, my camera account is in the area, ready for time-lapsification. But I got to relog because I teleported. And that's bad for the replay mods. Cool. Pro tip right there. Let's get an axe so that we can start chopping a tree. Chopping a tree, it's what I need to do, it's what I want to be. Also going to throw a couple of these down so we can start to throw the junk in the trunk. Okay, where's my axe at? There it is. Tree the chopper. Okay, we'll do... Oh, that was some terrible rocket flight right there. We'll do this one first. The Elixir of MILFs has subscribed. Free Dog is here for 2 months. 3 even. 3 in a row. We got Sexy Smokey's Eyes subscribing. General Gunn has subscribed. The Jamming is here for 47 months in a row. We got Raven Ronald Craft subscribing. M Star Marky J53 for 11 months. Hectic Nova. Procky. Queen Shadow. Navy Antelope 940. The Astigma for 2 months. Jordan Haith 22. Josh Axe 17. Exap Viper, thank you ever so much. We have a donation here from Nick. And, oh, there we go. This is my way in. Mixers, I know a lot of people probably say this, but I've been here since season 2. I was 14 when I started watching, and I'll be 22 years old tomorrow. Wow. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Like, Hermitcraft is like approaching 9 years old. In fact, in season 6 we celebrated 7 years. Was that in the first half or the second half of the series though? But dude, thank you for watching for so long, man. Glad you've been enjoying it. I've been here since season 2 as well. Ha 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 ha. Season 2 was a special one. Like that just had. Well, actually, you know what was special? It's because I was full time then. That was when I'd decided to go full time, and so like, just doing a let's play as a job was just so weird and like wonderful. Fire Charger 101 is here with a donation as well, saying, how do you motivate yourself to do anything in life? It's always hard for me to finish something I start, or create good habits regardless. It's always great to watch any of the hermits play Minecraft. Appreciate what you're doing, man. You potentially answered your own question with the word habit. Now, motivation and inspiration are things that are fleeting. They come and go, and they are usually not there when you need them. Discipline is what you should look for in life. You should look for like regiment and routine and being able to do things when you don't want to do them, because you always have this voice in your mind that wants to take the easy path out and I'll do that later and won't do that now, you know. That's the voice when you hear it that you have to go in the opposite direction to, right? You're like, oh, it's you again. Well, I will now do that thing you're telling me not to do. And that's how you get to like the good place. That's how you get, you know, to doing the things you want to do. Now, the more disciplined you are, the more you stick at doing those things, the more powerful it becomes with time, because not every day do I feel like playing Minecraft, funny enough, but it's my job, and I want to be on top of doing something like Hermitcraft, because I want to have experiences like this where I hang out with all of you and stream, and you don't get there by slacking off. You don't get to play a Minecraft series on YouTube by, oh, I don't feel like it today. And most of the time when you don't feel like it today, once you start doing it, it comes back to you. It's like, oh yeah, I love this. This is great. And so I work in a very regimented way where it's like I write down projects that I want to do, things that inspire me, and when I don't feel it, I crack on anyway. And at this point, it's pretty much just not even a problem anymore. It's like I just enjoy it because I know it's going to come back, and it sort of stays with you then. But like in the past, where perhaps I wasn't quite there yet, you know, sometimes it was like, oh man, I got to finish this video I'm making. I really don't feel like it, so. You know, do it anyway, and then you get into it and you're like, ah, this is fun, this is good, I like it. You know, and maybe not always, maybe some days it was like, oh, I really can't be bothered, but then once you've done it, it's like, well, I feel good now because I did the thing I knew I needed to do. So it's all about discipline and listening to that voice, because you ask the question because you know that you need to do the thing. So forget motivation and forget inspiration. Like, discipline, do the thing. Right? Do it right now. Don't give yourself excuses. Cubez says, here comes the weekly reminder to be disciplined from X. Well, if you've been around a long time, you've heard me say it a lot. But if you're new here, hopefully it will resonate with you and help you. Sell the leaves to a scout. Oh yeah, I'll probably accumulate a fair bit, won't I? Not Fluffy is here for 3 months, saying hi, just got here. Welcome. We've got Sebsady, subscribe to Amazon Prime, Vanhar21 for 29 months, Vexpor, BTW for... I'm getting distracted by Cub in chat now. Subscribe to Amazon Prime, we've got Vertical Quill 32, Senor Egg, JRD N3, XGN Cartoons 30. And the Liquid Monkey. Thank you everyone for subscribing. I am all caught up on those noises in that eardrum. Unbelievable. Unprecedented. Now, where is the corner that we started at? Now, I think the orientation means it's this chunk over here. Actually, I feel like... Ah, here it is. Okay, that's good. That's what I need. So we're going to chop down this tree next. We can't re-dye wool, can we? You can. Did you convert? Oh wait, you can't re-dye carpet. Look up, says Mason. What's up? What's up above me? What's going on up here? Someone says you missed some wood. I'm probably going to miss lots of stuff, alright? But we'll do our best nonetheless. So yeah, on being disciplined, like, streaming I've learned a lot from, because streaming is really enjoyable, but I definitely have days where I'm like, oh, I don't feel like it. And I literally had one a couple of days ago, and I streamed, and it was just the best. I loved it. I was like, this is great. And it's kind of amazing how it doesn't matter how many times I really enjoy streaming and doing this, that I can still have that weird apathy for it, like drift in. Very strange. You missed diamonds, says Dez's. Yeah, those tree diamonds. Oh, tree diamonds. Mabel's Plays to subscribe to Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. By the way, we got, my goodness me, almost 7,000 people tuning in today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Be sure to hit the follow button over here on Twitch. Get notified of when I go live. And, you know, you can catch more of these wonderful live streams. They're at least wonderful for me, okay? Maybe you're watching and you're thinking, I'm not really sold on this guy. But I certainly enjoy doing the streaming, so you'll find me doing it a lot over here, alright? Alright, is that alright? Oh, that was a lot of noise. Man, they gotta fix this. It's not a bug, but they gotta change it. When vines break, a lot can break at once if they're hanging off a leaf block, and man, is it loud. Oh, that actually might be a vanilla tweak sticks we can get done. right? Like quiet vine breaking. Oh, that's going to happen. That's going to happen right now. I do not want to forget that. Here we go. And also, what are they talking about? Good thing is, once we have the wall first time, won't need much more for future editions. I don't know what they're up to. Okay, let's go to vanilla tweaks. There we go. It's been suggested. That's a beautiful thing. They're probably talking about Hermit and Herald. Ah, okay. So they're probably talking about placing down wall and then replacing it later by redying it. That's pretty cool. I'm excited for the Hermit and Heralds. Like a throwback to season 2. And there was another season that existed as well, right? Season 4 was that? Okay. Let's see another one there. And then we've got this tree over here giving us problems. Let's get rid of that. Is it me or is it getting dark? Wait, I have my bed with me. And Claude has survived this long. I can't believe it. It's a miracle. Who won the head games, says Shadowed. I believe Grian and Scar. Mesa season, says Onagos. It's really interesting how many hermits don't like the Mesa after that season. I loved it. I thought that was a great season. In fact, I really do think, like, oh, you know, here we go again. Every season is amazing. Every season is special, right? Season 4 was wonderful. Like that really cool Never Hub linking everything together. All of us nearby in the mesas with the districts. The log fellas. Like, there was so much cool stuff happening in that season. Right, so we've got to stay in this area. Let's start to get some of these trees here done. Because they're kind of like low down trees, aren't they? Get some of these out. Hello, kitty cat, hello. I see you there. We've got lots of noises in the ear. We've got W Woods with cheers and bits saying you missed some netherite. Oh no, I missed the netherite, jeez. By the way, we're playing on 1.15.2, in case any of you were wondering. SQLTYBB has subscribed to Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much. We also got Nat Braxt here with a subscription. I probably butchered your name and I do apologise. We also have Merlot TTTTT with a donation saying, I just wanted to say you're one of my favourite hermits and I love and look forward to your videos. Keep up the great work, you're amazing. Well, thank you ever so much for your kind words. I do appreciate that. And thank you for your donation as well. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Hope you continue to enjoy the Hermitcraft. You missed the Infinity Book, says Pigwigs. I saw Panda streaming on Twitch, but playing the Infinity World and like using the random dimensions to try and get. I can't remember what the objective was, like achievements or get to the kill the Wither. I don't know, like. But it was such a cool concept, I thought, actually, that you just have like random worlds to go into and scavenge for stuff, because I believe it's possible for those worlds to generate with, you know, all diamond blocks, for example, which would be like the jackpot. Really cool concept. Oh, maybe us hermits could do it. I tell you what, though, trying to do something like that in a multiplayer environment, like that is going to wreak havoc. Actually, I want to do that with hermits now. I'm going to actually make a note. I know who I want to ask to do that with as well. I got an idea. That's got me thinking now. I believe we might be getting raided. I see a couple of messages saying raids. Let's see if something pops up on my screen in a second. If we're being Pearl raid, there it is again. Thank you for the raid, Pearl. Whoever you be, I appreciate it. Welcome all the raiders. We are streaming some Hermitcraft today. Look at this. Look at this. There's blatantly some logs up here that need collecting. Or removing, should I say. Because they're letting the trees stay up here. And we got the Tuna Tora Doom, subscribing with Amazon Prime, and Licky Sticky Icky is gifting a sub to Aiden the Weird Kid. Thank you for gifting the sub, dude. Appreciate it. Weird is good, if you ask me. Normal is mediocrity. For the replay mod, do you use the MC launcher, says Ruffus? I do, yes, I do. I use it for everything, really. I never got along with any other like third-party launcher. It just didn't work. Okay. Sorrow the Soul is here gifting the sub. Sorry, gifting the sub, resubscribing for 4 months, saying, is everything in your base going to be honey-powered? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Like, I don't want to overdo it, right? It's a little bit of fun sort of storytelling for the base. But the lore of the base is kind of in its infancy, so we'll see where it goes. Doesn't have to be strictly honey that powers it, but maybe, you know, it's there, but we're not shoving it down the throat, so to speak. Like, not every building should have a giant honey crystal on it, right? Essentially. Or maybe it should. No, I don't think that's the way I want to go. I really want to get rid of more of this, to be fair. Like, what's going on up here? I should use those shears I've got to make this a little easier. Clods, you're being removed for a split second. While we do that. Yeah, I think we've got all the logs. I think we got all of them.
I do not appreciate that, Asuma. Leave me in my resting space.
Yes, Clod. I'm sorry, Clod. Oh dear. Oh dear. I think we angered Clod a little bit there. Okay, now we need to fill up shulker boxes with whatever junk I got in my inventory. And start to... Oh, look at that. Logs galore. Logs galore. That's what I like about clearing out the jungle. Takes care of your wood problems, alright? Would you have any problems? Not if you're living in a jungle. Oh! Oh, the puns. Right. Okay, so now we need our yellow box. And inside of there we have these. Let's make a couple of those to get started. And we probably want to throw down some torches now that I think about it. So over in this area we'll start to... Oh yeah, look, we've got this as well. That's not helpful. Let's get this thing chopped up for a second. Very good. Ow! Okay, there we go. Okay, let's continue. So one of the things we'll do while we're doing this is try not to do everything with the shears, because once you take out the wood, some of the leaves can start to disappear. So we'll sort of do it in like little laps and circles going around the edge here. And then we'll let stuff decay naturally as well, is the idea. At least that's the approach I'm going to take. And is this on the inside? It's just on the outside, but it's probably worth taking out. I won't do that straight away. Is there an Asuma subreddit, says Sam is a parasite? I believe there is, but like not active. And I wouldn't really care much for having one, at least one that I participate in. Like at this point in time, it's just not something I've got time for. We got noises in the ear. We got Junior Games 316 with the Prime subscription, and Flyer Super is here with a donation saying thanks. Just giving a little thanks for the entertainment. I appreciate what you do, create, and how you try to engage your viewers with thoughtful conversation. Appreciate it, dude. Thank you ever so much for the donation. Yeah, I like to engage people with it. Yeah, I like that way of putting it. That's what I like to try and do. You know. We got LCIXP26 subscribing. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Wait, I feel disorientated all of a sudden because I'm facing not the direction I thought I was. This is where I've been clearing it. No, where have I been clearing it out? Okay, I can see it. No, I can't. Where is it? Wait, I am very disoriented. Where am I? Where's my little border? Here it is. There we... Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Right. We went a little bit outside the area then, I think. It's this bit here that we're supposed to be clearing out. Oh, the water is not helpful. I don't want to be in swim. I want to be in stand mode, but it's got me doing it all wrong. Okay, we went through 2 chunks, didn't we? Here we go. Here we go again. Just doing the grind. Hey X, anything new from our favourite Hermit Grandpa TFC? Yes, TFC uploaded a video to his channel. I would recommend you go watch it if you want to know what happened. He tells you what's up, and he sounds like he's you know, dealing with it well, to be fair. He's a good-spirited guy, old TFC. Right, there you go. And now we've gone round kind of in a circle, right? So now we'll start to focus on just going in there and ripping out bits and bobs everywhere. Again, just trying to focus on taking out some of the logs so the other stuff starts to despawn. And then you don't have to get as many leaves overall. That's generally the idea. Yeah, looks like we've got a couple of trees here. Miniature ones. In the jungle. The herky-jerkiness of instant mining stuff didn't go away with that restart, did it? It did not. Looks like we got one here, one... That's on that side, I'm going to get it anyway. Okay, I think I'll take out this tree. We got a new subscriber, it's Gay Panic Dundum. Thank you so much for subscribing, dude. Appreciate it. Sell the leaves to Iskow. If Iskow needs the leaves, I'd probably be happy to give them away, to be fair. Although opening up a leaf shop, that's something Corrales should do, right? That's a Corrales shop if I ever heard of one. How's my inventory? Full up. Glad I noticed. Let's go sleep in a bed as well. Or trade leaves for string. That's a good idea, Sharrow. Felipe69363 has subscribed. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Looks like we need another shulker box. This one's practically empty. Oh, Clod, I'm so sorry. Clod. Oh. The inhumanity. The in-grass manatee, because Clod is a grass block. That was a terrible joke. Right. No silly jokes again. Let's get in there. Need to get aggressive. We got cheers and bits here from Corpse Waffle saying, Asuma, just wondering if it would be hard to make the illusionist span from a witch spawn, and the illusionist spawn from a witch throwing a potion of illusion, kind of like a potion of poison. Or do you think it would be easier to make it as a data pack? I don't know if you can manipulate what potion the witch is holding through MBT data. But if you could, then it's entirely possible, I guess. And there's always a way, right? So you can make it so that perhaps every witch that spawns into the game, you give it a tag. The tag would be called, I don't know, already tagged, for example, because you're going to use it in a way where it's like, the tag is there to make sure you don't target the same witch twice. So you only target witches that don't have the tag. Now, an additional thing you might do, let's say the chance is 1 in 1,000 or something, is you give that witch another tag that says Illusioner. And then you have the data pack interact with that witch to make it do things like summon in the Illusioner, right? It's always possible, it's just you want to do it in a way that works well for the game and for like the feel of playing. Like, you don't want it to be janky, like all of a sudden you see like a command block and then there's like an Illusioner. You want it to feel a bit natural. And that's probably going to be quite easy. But if you can manipulate what potion the witch has, that might be another useful thing to use. Did we just break both shears when only holding one? That's what it kind of looked like. That is what it kind of looked like. Right, I feel like I've gotten most of the logs in that area. They're not over here, obviously. Let's just tear through this now. Right, they're starting to decay a little bit faster, it seems. And over here we need to pinch these ones out. There we go. So much stuff to pick up on the ground as well. Is there one there? That's a dirt block, isn't it? Thank you for the cheers and bits, dude. We've got Tired Poco 33 subscribing with Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much for subscribing. Appreciate it. We got Alt Key here subscribing with Amazon Prime as well. Do you think it would be considered cheating if you use an X-ray texture pack to find buried treasure? After all, of course, when you find the area, it's located first. I think you can make an argument that the way in which buried treasure on a map means you have to kind of like dig around a lot to get that one little pixel it's hidden under. Not so great, is it? But yeah, X-ray packs are cheating, you know. Basically. Look at this. We are clearing it out. And we got ocelots spawning here now. Right, got to get rid of the little bits of grass as well. And we're picking it all up. That's good. And we've got squid spawning here as well. Beautiful. You should totally donate/sell the leaves to Iskal for the Omega Tree base. I have read that message so many times in my chat today. I will hold on to the leaves and see if Iskal needs them, I guess. And we'll try and get a couple more for him. There you go, that's pretty much everything. I think we've cleared it out proper. That is one properly cleared out area. I like it. Okay, next thing we're going to do is start digging down, funny enough. Iskal needs oak leaves. Right. Oak leaves. Well, we got them. Or have we? Didn't I just put down an extra box? Did I fill it up straight away? Because that would not surprise me, to be fair. I am in need of more storage possibilities. Look at this. It's getting filled up pretty quick. Okay, so... we got room for anything else? Yep, couple of things over here. So the next job is to start digging it downwards. Good thing we repaired this shovel a little bit. It can do a little bit more work now, can't it? Is this the quad slime chunk, says Crispy Cream. It is. It is that quad slime chunk you've heard all about. And this is what we've got to do now, is clear it all out. Unbelievable. It's going to take a while. Actually, it probably won't take that long. What we really need to do is fill in the water over here so it doesn't get all leaky on us. Make sure we fill it down there as well. Good stuff. Where do you AFK, says Finneton. Depends on what sort of AFKing I'm doing. Who's online? I might need to do a bit of AFKing in a bit as it goes. Right. Cool. It does go choppy. It goes really choppy when we instant mine. It's super annoying. Ugh. We're going to have so much dirt by the end of this. I should probably go throw down a couple of chests to put it all in, right? Whoa. That's going to make it hard to get up here. Okay, I need one of those, because that's got the chest in. And I think I'll put it just over here for now. Okay, let's get back at it. How long are you streaming for today, says Freddie Davis. Usual stream time from me. I'm guessing. We've got Peng18 subscribing. Actually, we've got loads of subscriptions I've fallen behind on. Screaming Monk is here for 34 months. Darken Blade. Chili B for 2 months. We've got Screaming Monk with cheers and bits. Thank you ever so much, dude. Appreciate it. And we got a donation here from the Zeo saying, keep up the really good job. Really helping me through the quarantine. Thank you ever so much for the donation, dude. I appreciate it. Right. Let's start to fill in. Oh, I was going to place down Clod. You saw it. I was going to go place down Clod, wasn't I? Not today. I'm getting better at keeping them alive. You know, Clod's going to last 3 streams at this rate. That's unheard of. You know, the first time it was, what, 2 minutes? Literally 2 minutes, and then it was all over. Okay, the next bit is over here. Whoopsie. And where's the edge? Here? That's the edge, isn't it? Right, this is a lot to dig out. Can you show the Hermitcraft death counts as with his TDMs? I could do. I can always show statistics on the screen. But it's on tag right now. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I want to focus on getting this done. You know, well, there'll be a time and a place for showing statistics. Not today. Dear sweet sanity, says Zodiac Siren. What's the problem? What's the matter? You're acting as if something bad's about to happen. Nothing's bad going to happen right now. Nothing but goodness going on over here. It is definitely very herky-jerky, though. If that's the what you're commenting on. Anyway, let's blindly just whiz away here. Digging around for ages, not a care in the world. I'm not going to think about anything but digging right now. Digging, digging, digging. Oh, look at this. More, 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 more. Don't blink now. Okay, I think that'll do me. I think that'll actually do me for this minute in time. Let's go and have a little bite to eat. Zaromanoski has subscribed. Thank you for your subscription, dude. Appreciate it. Let's grab another shovel. Let's chuck the grass and the dirt in here. Ow! Let's get kicked in the butt, apparently. Butt kicking is rude. I do not appreciate. Burn to death, please. Burn to death. Butt kicker. The one who kicks the butt. Get wrecked. Should have listened to me, really. Should have listened to me. Oh, we've got a gravel patch down here. That's what I like to find. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me, it's herky-jerky, isn't it? Another one? Another butt kicker? Where? Totally just got kicked in the butt again, didn't I? Zodiac Siren says, X, a troll? Never. Never, I know, I'd never troll you. Never do such a thing. Confused, what is happening, says Hit there. Just digging out a chunk, basically. Just getting rid of all the grass and the dirt. Digging out 4 chunks, actually. To be more precise and concise. Ooh, what we got over here? What we got over here, eh? No. Surely not. I didn't. I didn't. But you got worried a little bit, didn't you? You got worried just a little bit. Not quad, they said. Bandy Dragon, thank you for the nice message, dude. Appreciate that. Life is good. Nothing better than waking up to X streaming. I read that screaming, and I was like, I screamed? Now it makes sense. Now that I actually read it, I'm like, oh, okay. Gotcha. Right, absolutely. It's a war on grass and dirt right now. It's a war on grass and dirt. It's all got to go. It's a clearance sale. I've just declared it, okay? All dirt and grass must go. And it must go right now. It's literally a race. How much can I mine this stuff out as quick as possible? This is going to make for a good replay, peeps. And when you see that replay, you're going to be like, hey, I was there. I remember when all those blocks got removed. Every single one of them. Ah, look at that. Made a mistake over here. Oh. It's those blocks that need to go. Right, we've done over half of it. Isn't that cool? And something here doesn't like me. There it is. That doesn't like me. Also going to need a staircase. All the grass, all the dirt. Now we've got to go pick it all up. Make a dirt shop and sell it dirt cheap. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I needed a bunch earlier in the season, was asking people for it, and I can't remember what for now. It was probably for... Actually, I really don't remember what it was for. But yeah, actually needed a bunch. Now it'll just sit in a chest, probably, for a while. Okay, I don't actually want to really dig out this underground patch. Just want to kind of get rid of the surface stuff to begin with. And you know what comes after this, right? Digging down the... Digging down all the stone as well with the beacon and the haste. Oh my goodness me. Sell dirt and cook chicken and call it the dirt cheap. It's pretty punny shop right there. Pretty punny. Woo! This is satisfying right here. There was a time in this game where you didn't even have enchantments. You couldn't instant mine blocks. It was silly. It was deadly silly. Really digging this stream, says N-Star Marty J. I like the pun. Woo! Do you like Toon Towers, says Icy Streaming. I love Toon Towers. Tango's base, right? Woo, that was a big jump. Just went flying up into the air. It is, it is, it is. I'll be out of it. I'll be out of your hair soon, though. It's all these blocks. It's me and all these blocks, probably. Actually, leaving blocks on the ground can impact the performance a little bit. There's some tests on that. You do have to leave a heck of a lot, but it's something that can happen. That's why we're picking them up as we go. Alright, 3/4 of the way there, pretty much, with this little chunk of land. Looking good. I remember when on an enchant took 50 XP levels and you would have to gamble on what you got. Anything from Unbreaking Free to a super pick. Yeah. Yeah, you see, the game's come a long way, right? Like, you used to have to do some serious grinding to get good tools. And you didn't have mending. Man, what a game changer mending was. Like, you would do all this grinding to get tools to do jobs. Oh, I'm so glad. The changes they made have definitely been for the better. Someone earlier commented on like how far your builds have come along. Part of the reason is because you don't have to spend ages in an XP farm grinding out all those picks that will eventually break. Remember you used to have like this chest on like Season 2 full of tools that were almost dead. And it was just because I didn't want to throw them away, I think. But like they were useless at that point. But yeah, you had to do all this work to get a good enchantment. And then you'd use it and then the pick would die. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. sprinting to the finish line here, peeps. Only a teeny tiny bit to go. That's it. That's it. That's pretty much it. Lovely. We got noises in the air from Gurner's Donkey, which is a bit saying maybe give the dirt to False because Tango nicked some of hers. I'll happily share it with whoever needs it. We got Ninjin here for 2 months. We got Ken Kale I subscribing for 2 months. Thank you ever so much. Appreciate it. Peeps, be sure to hit the follow button here on Twitch if you're enjoying the stream. Clod has survived this one so far, but for how much longer, eh? That's what I'm wondering. We've got a donation here from Gaming Pug Studios saying, "Hey X, love your content, keep it up. You're my favourite Minecraft YouTuber. Do you like any other games and genres like RTS?" Well, I love, you know, the king of RTS back in the day, Command & Conquer and StarCraft. I like a lot of games, and I like game design and game theory. You've probably seen the best of what I like on my channel, like Factorio, Infinifactory, the sort of engineering puzzle games. Minecraft and Doom are my favourites. But, you know, my gaming days are like... I'm not much of a gamer anymore. I say that. It sounds weird because I do this for a living, but I'm not really like playing a lot of games or that interested in them. However, it just happens we got Doom Eternal and Final Fantasy VII, so I'm absolutely loving that. Thank you so much for your donation, dude. I appreciate it. Peeps, be sure to hit the follow button before you head out of here because I am wrapping up the stream and we are going to do a raid. So I'm going to pick possibly a random channel, unless someone I know is streaming. I'm going to raid Pixel Riffs today. Good old Pixel Riffs. So I'll send you over there. Thank you everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. As always, I appreciate your support. Be sure to hit the raid button in chat and we'll go see what Pixel Riffs is up to. Now, that is it from me though. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all later. Take care. Bye bye.